Depends on your definition of good, I guess. It's all pretty much the same old shit. I mean, Piro was in here earlier and all that kind of crap. Oh, Bandit's gone already. Alright, never mind then. I don't have to answer his question. Yeah, I don't think my IQ is that high, but whatever. You don't need a high IQ to figure out that life is stupid. It's actually a low IQ I think would probably help. Not distracted by bullshit.
Truman Capote had the highest IQ ever recorded, and look what he did with his. Nothing.
Yeah, well, that's true. He was a bit of a funky little machine. He was a funny guy, though. Uh,
I don't know. Goethe was estimated at over 200, and he invented.
Yeah, Truman's is 212, and he said it's because of language, his understanding of language, that the tests were language biased, that they were not a true measure of IQ.
well, it is true. I mean, I always scored well on the, I didn't do so well in the language parts, but I did really well on the puzzle parts, where you had to identify what's wrong with this picture kind of stuff. Putting the little triangles together and stuff. That's the stuff I did good on. Boy, everybody banned that one. Jeez.
Yeah, well, how do you feel about like the whole IQ testing as it is?
I don't feel very good about it. I mean, I don't think it, like I said, it's kind of a strange thing to test, trivia, right? A lot of it's a trivia test. So I don't know if it really means anything. So, it is, and it does test your vocabulary in a lot of ways. I mean, it's not like they ask you to, like, solve Pythagorean theories or something. It's not like IQ tests have a lot of math on them.
It's not perfect, but like we as like a society, like not just countries, but like in general, like we need to help. We need a way to weed out like the cream. We need to help the cream rise to the top. Let alone keeping our like power plants running. We just like we need.
I don't know. I don't
like
know
this.
how an IQ test does any of that. So that's just silly. So I mean, power plant guy should know something about electricity. I think. I don't think they need a high IQ.
I don't mean literally, power plant, but my point is that it's not perfect an IQ test, but it's not perfect an IQ test. But generally, people with high IQs like are successful or intelligent or good at certain things.
I don't know. That's a theory. I don't think that's a proven fact. I don't know. Where's all these? I said it the other day. Where's all the Jeopardy winners? Let's go see. Let's trace the lives of all the Jeopardy winners and see what kind of brilliant contribution they've made to mankind. I'm a little skeptical.
Yeah, that was the other thing. That's exactly what I was gonna like. The question is like, okay, yeah, I can remember fucking, pi equals 3.14, blah blah blah. But are they innovative? Do they do anything?
I would almost guarantee that if you take IQ tests of like pilots and people who have really like advanced jobs, juries, like government, like attorneys, if they're good prosecutors, these are generally people with higher IQs or consistently higher IQs. I mean, I just think that's a fact. Like, and then these are just small.
Well, whatever. I just think that's.
Attorneys are like ridiculous.
Yeah, pilots are truck drivers. I mean, come on, get serious. Yeah.
Truck driver.
Whatever. I just think this is inane. Your yarmulke's cutting the blood flow off to your head or something. You're having a little bit of a brain fart there. Yeah, no. I mean, it really doesn't have anything to do with the. I think I'd rather take somebody who had really good hand-eye coordination or something. Especially if he's a surgeon. But yeah, obviously, well, whatever. I don't want to get into it. I think there's different things you can test, and I think there are different elements of attributes, different attributes of cognitive ability that would be useful. And so I guess, but I'm just saying that I don't know if you can really test for those attributes. There might be 7 categories they could fall into, and those 7 categories have to do with perception and visual skills and all kinds of other different things. Or seeing. It depends on even how you see words, right? I mean, some people see words as images, some people see words as vocabulary or letters, and I mean, it's just way too much mechanics to some generic test, and that's going to say, this is the right kind of brain to have for this kind of job. I just don't know if that's true.
Yeah, my whole like problem with it is that I mean you can get people that obviously somebody that's athletically gifted, whether they've ever tried doing something or not. If they ran a race, they're going to beat you 1,000 times. So at the same point, and at the same point, I mean, there's people that just get things that or see things differently. I think it's an innate ability. Obviously, people can learn stuff and hone their skills just like anybody that tries learning and working on stuff. But there's people that are just physically gifted.
Yeah, I don't know about this gifted thing either. That's kind of tricky language. Um, we're all maturated into things, and we're all, so we're all kind of how you're introduced to something. You know what I mean? It's like somebody can force you to play the violin, and then you can hate it, and you never play it well, and then somebody can you can be gravitated to it for some other reason, and then you'll have a real sincere passion and blah blah blah, and you'll really understand the instrument and this and that and all that crap. So I don't know. This is just kind of a obviously you could probably categorize some people as being of limited potential, and then you could categorize other people with greater potential, but I just don't know if it's something you can test for, beyond the extremes. Like, you can definitely tell people that are more capable than people who are less capable. You could definitely do that, but I don't, a number.
No, I would like for an example, and I'll use yourself. Like somebody like me, I am completely artistically, I suck. I could sit for the next 10 years and try drawing and making nice things. You have an artistic ability. You could sit there with paint, make something beautiful.
It's not an
you know what I'm
ability.
saying? Like something similar to that.
It's not stuff that comes out of nowhere. It's a mechanical process that you learn, and it's, again, I'll argue, it's how you learn it, right? How you're introduced to it. It's going to make a difference into what it means to you and how you interact with it. So I could argue that I was generally always interested in science, and so probably that interest would mean that I would, through life, end up having a more, a perspective that would be more scientific and all that kind of shit. So, but I don't, well, whatever. I don't know if I just don't know if IQ, is a measure of that. That's all. I don't know whether it's a measure of.
You know what I mean? Like your painting ability. Do you think you have like an IQ painting ability?
No, again, I think it's just an idea that you're just talking about an efficiency in how you perceive. You know what I'm saying? So some people can see an image in their head, and then they can render it really easy because they see it really clearly in their head. And some people don't see things as clearly, right? They don't see it with the same detail inside their head. So obviously rendering it would be difficult because it keeps moving in their head. It keeps changing. It keeps morphing. So I could just argue that sometimes it just has to do with perception. People have a perceptual skill that makes it easier for them to become an artist because they can grasp what they imagine much easier than most of us can grasp what we imagine. Most of us imagine, if I say imagine, think of a book, it's kind of a vague picture of a book, you know what I mean? I don't see real close detail. I don't, unless I really try to do that. And I'm just saying most people haven't trained their brain to do that, so they don't see the detail. So obviously if I said draw the book you see in your head, it'd be really hard for you to do because you're not seeing a very good book. You know what I mean? So if you're used to modeling things in your head, and you're used to creating more exact images, then you'd have a better book to draw. that's just an example. I'm just
They're
saying.
training police on. Oh, pardon me.
No, it's okay.
I was about to say they're training. Oh, forgive me again. They're training police officers to administer field psychiatric tests. It's known as the Minnesota multi-tasing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I think they ought to ask people, once in a while. It wouldn't hurt to, before you shoot somebody, just to be sure, you could just ask them what planet they're on, and if they give you the wrong answer, then it's okay to shoot them. I wouldn't mind some kind of little, some little test now and then. Probably a good idea.
They should tase him right in the eyes.
Yeah, or something like that. I don't know. I'm sorry. I mean, I can't root for either side, okay? I would rather that the cops and the poor just killed each other until they're all dead, and then I'd be much happier. But, what are you going to do?
With heroin syringes, no doubt.
Well, just something. Whatever they want to throw at each other, it's okay with me. But, yeah, I'm just sick of both of them. Yeah, I'm sick of everyone. Uh... Except the pretty people. Put all the pretty people on Pretty Island. And something like that. That would probably be okay. But everybody else, fuck them.
I'd like to interject at the moment that there is a book called The Brain Watchers. And if you get, it's actually a paperback that you can get. It's very cheap. But it's a book basically on how IQ tests are created. And it goes through not only that, but how psychological tests are created, tests for jobs, for if you're going to get a job for an executive position or a job in the mailroom, for instance, they have tests. It shows how questionnaires are made up. And basically what it all boils down to is whoever is writing the test can have certain pre-arranged ideas in their head of what they want to look for, and then can ask you questions to find out whether you agree with them or not. So there is no real IQ test. And IQ is not a fixed number. We talk about it like it's a fixed number, but it's not. It has to do with a ratio and a whole lot of other things. And you can have a very, very high IQ and be a pretty stupid person and not know how to apply it.
Yeah.
So in the end, it doesn't amount to a hill of beans.
No, absolutely. But and would you probably agree that not all people with high IQs are smart, but most smart people might have high IQs or probably tend to?
I have 187. I have one of the highest recorded here. I'm a member of Mensa here in San Francisco. I belong to, at Berkeley University, I go to a thing called the Berkeley Brain Center, which I've been a member of for the last 50 years, where once a month PhDs come in and give lectures on what's going on in the world of anything. And we all listen and then have dinner afterwards and debate it with them. So I know the people in this IQ business, and they're adamant about them saying they know what they know, but that they make their money at it. And most of the intellectuals I've met who have high IQs don't believe in it themselves, really. They don't think it's a good measure. And also, it's not used properly. If you find someone with a high IQ, you don't have to teach them. You don't have to fucking teach them. What you have to teach is the other 99% of the people who don't have an IQ. Those are the people that need teaching. I mean, when I went to Stanford, they were proud of the fact that only 2% graduated. So I looked at all the teachers and said, so you fail 98% of everybody, right? Is that what you're in? You call yourself teachers, and you're busy failing 98% of the fucking people that come out of your college. And they were mad at me, but they agreed. So it doesn't really mean anything.
And what do we know about people with the low IQs, or like the really low IQ?
Well, I know, but isn't that's really all you're doing is defining illiteracy and other fundamental epistemic problems. So I'm just saying that, I just don't know if this IQ thing is anything more than a measure of absorption of certain fundamental practical skills and exposure to knowledge, right? I mean, I'm just saying that obviously people learn how to, there's people who win spelling bees, right? Well, how do they do that? Oh, that's right, they practice and practice and then practice and then practice. Then they read the dictionary. and so they absorb the knowledge. So I mean, it's not like it's some epistemic thing. It's not something built into them. It's a skill acquired by exposure. So obviously, if you have literacy, especially early literacy, I think you're automatically going to have a certain IQ just because you're literate.
Have you ever?
Yeah, like my whole point is that I'm not like really impressed by somebody that can like remember all these dates and all these times in history. What impresses me is the person that can see an engine and rip it apart and put something back together again or create something, and that's completely subjective. But I'm just saying, like, innovation is what impresses me.
Well, I'm still going to make the argument that there's these 7 elements or 10 elements or whatever you want to call them of these functional perceptual skills that make us capable of doing that. You know what I'm saying? Remembering the necessary formulas or being able to do this or being able to do that. So these are all skills, though. I mean, you do need some level of memory, and then you have to have been enough of a nerd to spend enough of your time acquiring this knowledge. You had to watch Jeopardy. You know what I mean? These are certain things that are going to enhance your IQ just by doing them. If somebody watched Jeopardy for 10 years in a row, I don't think they could avoid having a higher IQ. Because they're going to have more knowledge of
And that's
words.
my thing. Like, what do I mean? Well, that's my thing. Like, okay, yeah, okay, I can ape stuff. I can sit there and memorize a book, or I can watch Jeopardy for 10 years.
Well,
Or
some of
grab
that
a
has
fucking
value,
deck
though.
of,
You can't
trivia
deny
with
that
cards
some of
and
that has
memorize them. But what am I
value. You're
doing?
way too loud. I mean, yeah, but some of that has value. Obviously, absorbing knowledge gives you a capacity to understand some things. It's like I lived most of my life thinking the word spontaneous wasn't ludicrous. I mean, I didn't realize, that, oh, wait a minute, let's think about this idiotic word as a word. What does it really mean? Oh, how can it mean anything in a deterministic world? Oh, it can't mean a goddamn thing. It's a bullshit word. There is no spontaneous. And so I'm just saying that that you're not going to be able to understand the meaning of even words unless you do some work in terms of comparative work and like read some Dickens and then read some Hemingway and then read some of this and read some of that, because then you'll learn more about what these words mean and how people use them. I'm just saying that that's part of intelligence. That's what's going to be on the test. The test is going to test you on that kind of trivia.
So would you say, though, like somebody like yourself, because I've seen you actually work on pools, I've seen you work on garages, fix roofs, would you say that, like, being able to take that information and then applicate it is more important than just being able to regurgitate it?
Yeah, and I'd say that in this world it's even more narrow, though, because now specialty is really necessary. I mean, to really be a master in some subject, you have to specialize and really devote yourself to that subject. So you could spend a whole lifetime, essentially, right, studying certain specific mechanisms or functions. You know what I mean? Just in physics, right? You could just spend forever trying to figure out gravity or magnetism or electricity or the strong and weak nuclear forces, or what I'm saying. But they're really to go through all the literature and all the knowledge base and all the experiments. You could spend an awful lot of time to be able to really be an expert in any one of those individual elements of the bigger subject. And I'm just saying everything is sort of like that now, right? I mean, biology, chemistry, nutrition. I mean, any one of these subjects, you could say, well, yeah, you could definitely spend 10 years to become an expert. I mean, a real expert. And then you can see it in medicine, right? I mean, you really wouldn't want to go to a general practitioner anymore, right? Because you know what I'm saying. Why, everything's you got to be a specialist now. Or you don't know shit. You're an idiot if you're not a specialist.
Yeah, you sneeze, you have a cold.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? General knowledge isn't going to do you any good because everything is kind of you know what I'm saying? You want the guy who really knows, it's like even a farmer, right? You're a potato farmer, you're not a watermelon farmer. You know what I mean? You gotta know your shit to be, competent nowadays. Because the level of knowledge to do all these things is, it's just, like I say, even fixing a car nowadays, right? It's a whole different kind of science. It's computer science now. It's not just it doesn't sound right. You can't just do that. It don't sound right. you know, you can't. It's not the same game.
Oh, the janitor always has a pass key to the executive washroom.
And why did he wear sneakers? Yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah, well, just to add on to that, one of my favorite lines of the Breakfast Club is when the janitor is like talking to whoever it is, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm the eyes and ears of this whole school. I know everything that's going on."
Yeah, it was really. But he sort of got pwned in that whole thing though, right? Because he was just the janitor. He was kind of a lame ass. Yeah, he has to go to work on a Saturday to keep the furnace running on detention day or something. I mean, that whole concept was kind of silly anyway, right? Saturday detention? Did you have Saturday detention? I never had Saturday detention. I mean, bullshit. Saturday detention? Fuck that.
I like going to school on Saturday.
Yeah, well, silly. He thought he was going to enhance your IQ, but it didn't work.
Well, under the German model, the children would line up at 7, attend school till 12, 6 days a week. They'd let them go at 12, though, so they could go home and work a half day for the family.
Yeah, well, it makes sense. Frankly, I'm kind of for that, actually. Yes. I mean, I mean, half the school day should be actually doing something, teaching you some kind of skill and that kind of learn how to do some shit.
Yeah,
Right.
everybody I've talked to that's been to school, college, advanced levels, have told me that they've learned more in the, 3 to 4 or 5 months that they've done an internship than the year, 2 years that they've invested in taking lessons in that
Yeah, I mean,
curriculum.
I hate to admit that a silly gimmick was something that actually worked for me, but I remember when I was in grammar school, they actually had those trade days where, like, the parents would come in and explain what they do at work, and it was really very interesting. I mean, I really liked it. Because you really found out about how something worked or a clerical job or this or that. You know what I mean? You found out what that stuff was. They explained their day and that kind of stuff, and it was so it was valuable. I found that very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it is very valuable. And not only that, it gives a kid an idea what he wants to do when he turns 18 and kick him out of the nest and say, hey, now you got to go figure out what you want to do for the rest of your life.
Yeah, well, like shop, I even took they just there was another gimmick, but they had the guys do the home ec thing for one semester, and so I was like baking baked Alaska, and we made some pretty cool shit. It was kind of fun. I mean, I already knew how to cook, but it was kind of fun. But I love shop. I love fucking around in the semi machine shop. It was they didn't let us have too fancy a machine, but you know what I mean. It was kind of kick ass to be able to mill some metal and shit. Yeah, my wooden shit was fucking bad too. I don't know what it was with wood, but man, crookedy nails and split wood, and I was always gluing everything together, and the shop teacher's like, well, you're using glue, you're getting a D. I'm like, well, whatever. It's only $600 worth of wood for a turtle house.
Yeah, and I can't tell you how many times I've got away with almost like killing somebody from fucking kickback on the table saw. Like I plead with them every time I have to be in a wood shop. Please don't make me use a table saw. I'm not tall enough. I'm not like coordinated enough. The fucking wood will go flying, and they're always like, "No, you're gonna be fine. Don't worry." And they always end up having to turn it off at the last fucking second because the fucking wood almost goes flying.
Yeah, it was a real. I mean, I liked the lathe was kind of fun. Playing with wood. Doing that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think I broke every piece I did because I just went too far. You're just trying to go too thin, and yeah, splits. The end. 5 days work gone down the toilet. But what's the little stuff? Like I said, the little stuff.
No, it's true. Oh, I was about to say it's true. If your arms aren't long enough, you won't have a proper stroke,
Yeah.
and you'll load the block. And we've seen it kick a good 60 yards that way.
Yeah, and it can kill people. I mean, who was the artist that died from kickback? Was it, I can't think of his name right now. Some famous painter. I mean, it'll really fuck you up.
Yeah, well, modern
It
saws
comes
and
from
such,
loading.
it's not as big a problem. But yeah, I mean,
That's true. Like, the blades themselves are really safe now. Like, if you get anywhere close to it, the blade will go down into the table, and I mean, that part of it's become so much safer. But yeah, if you can't control the wood, it's still a problem.
yeah, I've never had a real problem. But yeah, you're always a little every time you pull out a circular saw, you're always a little bit, hey, it's a fucking saw in my hand, a hand saw with a 12 horsepower motor on it. Hey, look, a little chubby one. Hey, little chubby one. It's too late for you. Let's go eat some more cupcakes. Whatever. Little brat.
No, if you're too short to rip, you can always catch and have some freshman push the stick for you.
Yeah, they're just not willing to sacrifice the freshmen to my artworks yet. But perhaps if I'm there an extra semester or something, they'll be willing to shed blood for my projects.
Yeah, I just say stay away from wood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wood's a shitty medium anyway.
Yeah, I really do like jigsaws though, because you can put them on variable speeds, and you can do it really, really nice and slow, and make really nice stuff that way. But yeah, I'd rather just stay away from it entirely.
Yeah, like one of the things that I've always wanted to do is take like a woodworking class, like an adult woodworking class, and just to learn like different, how to cut different angles and different types of, cuts and shit like that. I think that would be interesting. It's nice to be able to build something.
Yeah, well, whatever. Says you. As somebody who has built stuff, it's just all crap anyway, and wood's way too expensive, and so you're better off just making all out of tin foil or something. Get some duct tape. Glue some garbage together.
Yeah, there are much better tools. Although balsa is pretty inexpensive for basswood.
You just think there's something satisfying, like, okay, well, I want to build a bookshelf, and you can actually build one, you stain it yourself, and if you want to put a coat of...
Yeah, I know, but the only
I just think, like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, the only good stuff was when we made you could make nice pipes, out of rosewood, the really hard woods, you could make really nice pipes, and that was the only thing that was any fun to really make, just because, yeah, you could sand it up, and then you could put shellac on it, it'll be nice and shiny, and, But then, like I say, you take metal shop, and it's even more fun, because, then you can start, making, lathing metal. It's kind of, well, whatever. I like metal shop. I like machine shops in general. But
Don't pay for basswood. Just go cut down your neighbor's linden.
Yeah, in the middle of Chicago.
yeah, it's went right over my head. I don't know what a linden is, but
Lime wood or the basswood.
It's the currency in Second Life.
yeah, I don't know. It's
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, Gary, have you got into like welding and like making welds and stuff like that?
Yeah, I tried to. I just couldn't get the damn thing to. I want to get one of the torchy kind, which you cannot fail with the torchy kind. But I had an arc welder, and I couldn't get anything to stay together. I mean, it was either too much or too little. It was either too hot, and I just burned holes in everything, or else it wasn't hot enough, and I wasn't getting. I was like soldering the metal together, and it was like, yeah, it would just break. My weld sucked. So I think to do it right, I think you gotta have a torch and do it right. the whole electricity thing for welding it. I mean, like I said, it makes lots of sparks and everything, burns really nice, but I just don't know if it makes a good weld. But, I just might suck at it, that's all. And I was always playing with tin and aluminum. These are like really notoriously horrible metals to fucking play with welding in. So that was probably part of it. So anyway, I was just wasting electricity is pretty much all I was doing. I used to like soldering stuff together. That was fun. Can't do much of that anymore because everything's gotten so micro small.
Well, I was gonna ask, do you ever get impressed by like, when you, and I don't know if you ever watch like the Yankee Roadshow or something like that, but when you see like a craft made by the Shakers, back when they didn't really have any of the tools that we have now, but they made these like really ornate and like very solid, jointed pieces of
Yeah, I know, but they
and
just,
you ever see
yeah,
those,
right,
wow, that's fucking
right.
cool.
Yeah, there was some guy on public TV who used to do all that shit. But yeah, I mean, 6 months to make a dresser. I mean, fuck, who's got that kind of time to throw away? Um, so yeah, I don't really go for that 6 months to finish something idea. That's just kind of bogus. Um, was something else I wanted to mention. What the hell was it? Ugh, just thought of it and I can't remember it now. Oh, the
Are
glass
you
thing. Yeah, I
listening,
really liked it.
Ron Abrams, host of This Yankee Wood
There you
Shop?
go. Yeah, I watched a couple of years of that stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, a little stream and a little house, and yeah, it was all really nice. But yeah, you're just like, oh, come on, who's got time for this?
Oh, that one might be Underhill.
Yeah, well, yeah, I just remember whatever it was. It was old Yankee something or other. Little
Oh yeah,
Yankees.
that's Roy Underhill.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, but the thing I
Yeah,
liked was,
he's actually a treasurer of the Smithsonian.
oh, well, that's a pretty good
Um,
job if you can get it.
yeah, he's like the carpenter for that crazed Williamsburg.
Oh yeah, I've been there a couple of times. Yeah, that was kind of a weird place because it was sort of worked. You had all these people dressing up and pretending to be in whenever times, and it was sort of an interesting place to go. But yeah, the thing I was going to mention was the glass thing. I never got to do it, but I was kind of was fascinated by those people that make little shit out of the melted glass, and stuff. And with the torch. And I said, yeah, I could do that for a living. I like that. But I never got around to doing it. I don't even know what I'd make. Make little creepy things of some kind, little glass creepy things. Glass bugs. I make
You'd
little
enjoy
glass bugs. Huh?
You'd enjoy cane work, working a glass cane.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, even blowing glass is kind
We
of
watched
interesting.
we watched a Mexican artisan make his own canes by starting with a commercial glass marble. He would just roll them out and end up with colored canes with glass. And from there on, he would make the little unicorns for the tourists.
Yeah, well, okay, got a lot of stuff coming out of China now, and you're just saying, it's just so funny, because you know, it's all this work, and you're just, you kind of, when you know what it is, you're saying, gee, that's real work, and you're getting 35 cents for it or something. It's just surprising that they can even afford the bill for the torch for the price they're getting for it. The price of melting the glass seems like it'd be more expensive than what they're getting for their work.
if you can do it with glass, you can do it with sugar. Have you considered setting up a little sideshow tent and making edible sugar sculptures?
I don't
Uh,
know. It sounds kind of
for
pussy. It just doesn't sound like as cool as fire and glass and shit. So there's sugar, melted sugar. Yeah, I pour it into my Flintstone molds. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, Gary, just out of curiosity, do you have the link, or at least a link that I could have to watch that one video of that amazing artist that made the sculpture of you, well, out of your whole environment?
Yeah, that's Old Fan. Um, yeah, so you go to Old Fan's website. Yeah, she can video. There it is. Yeah, it's on the shelf there. Yeah, it's funny.
Well, if you could link me, old fan, I'd love to like watch that again. And I love the music that you've been playing with it. It's awesome.
Yeah, too bad it was like copyrighted or something.
Yeah, it was the music from Necromantic. But yeah, I'll send you a link, Bandit.
Thank you.
Oh, cheese crackers. Gonna break my own rule and have a cheese cracker. Valentine's gift.
Yeah, Gary's gonna break his own rule and eat a DiGiorno pizza.
Yeah. Crackers. It's cold here. I need energy or something. My feet are all frozen.
That's not cold. That's DiGiorno.
Yeah, it's freezing here too. I can't stand it.
Yeah, it's just, ugh, there's snow. Damn it.
Well, do you Yankee folks still burn fires?
Well, we used to,
Not
but,
here.
I used to have a wood-burning stove, but the neighbor's house caught on fire from his, and it just kind of scared the fuck out of me. So I couldn't sleep with the fire going because I'd just always be waiting for the wall to catch on fire.
It's impossible here. I wish I could, but
Well, it's a lot of work too. I have to admit, it beat the hell out of me. Just getting all the wood from the woods and cutting it up and burning it. I mean, it was just a lot of work. But I have a chainsaw now, so maybe that'd be a lot easier. Yeah. I did come up with contraptions. I used to have the little fireplace outside, and I put a copper coil inside of it, and I pumped. Then the water would go through it. I had the pipe come into the house, and then through a radiator. But it leaked a little bit, and so it just created so much humidity in the house that really didn't work. But it was kind of a good idea. I just needed to do it better.
Hey guys, I'm gonna watch this video and pass out afterwards. I hope you guys all have a wonderful rest of your day.
Yes, likewise. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, and such. Bandit. He doesn't really hope any of that. He's always lying. So anyway. So somebody else could talk. Hazy. Well, let's see if Hazy has something. Hazy's usually got something.
We're still picking citrus for the poor.
Yeah.
And it's really an unpleasant experience.
Yeah, well, poor. You feed the poor, they're just gonna have kids. Yeah. Um, but it does seem like it never goes
Show up
away.
with a wheelbarrow full of fruit, and their long, bony fingers start fingering it ever so nasty.
Yeah. Yeah, the poor here kind of piss you off after a while because, they get all this stuff and they just waste so much. It really pisses me off. They get all this free food and, but they don't eat it, They just, oh, I don't like that. Oh, I don't like, they're too discriminating. They want, like, shrimp and stuff. They don't want, like, a can of soup. Meow. Meow.
Sounds like somebody needs
Meow.
And he goes yelling again.
Meow.
So how was your week, Erwin?
busy. Giving the final sanding to the pecan Pachamama, and picking fruit for the poor.
Nice.
I figure we've brought in maybe a quarter ton.
Wow.
At least. We lose count. It's a pain in the ass, but because we wheelbarrow it over, the whole thing has a negative carbon footprint.
It's grapefruit, right?
Oranges as well, mandarins, various hybrids of kumquat, some pomelo. And if they don't like it, we just tell them to stick it up their ass anyway. Have a rectal rehydration.
That's awesome. That's a large yield. I mean, that's,
Well, I love citrus. I know some people apparently can't digest it very well, but I've never had that problem. That's really cool. And it's neat that you planted those trees. So when you planted them, were they just saplings, or did you plant them from seed?
Some from seed, some were obtained from nurseries and are grafted. Some we grafted ourselves.
Yeah,
So it's a real mix.
the whole grafting process is a trip. That's pretty cool.
It's a quicker way to a crop.
Sure. So my grandfather was a hillbilly from West Virginia, and they grafted. On almost all the time they were grafting trees to each other, and over a period of a decade or so, they would have tremendous harvests of all kinds of
different trees, products, nuts and fruits. But that was the Depression generation doing that, right? We may be heading there again.
Well, it caught hold in us. Our next project here are 2 Mexican avocado trees. So we can break the monopoly, the shortage. It's very rare that the food bank gets any donations of avocado.
Now I was thinking next summer I might, if I have time, join one of like the urban, planters. I don't know what they call it, but they have like little urban gardens that the food just goes to whoever needs it. I've never grown anything. Like I planted 2 lemon seeds once, and nothing happened. But yeah, I don't know. That's be a really cool thing to try to do.
Yeah, I didn't really know that shit when I was a kid about all that grafting shit. So I planted seeds, and so I've got plants. But yeah, the plants never did anything. Never no fruit on them. So it was kind of disappointing. But yeah, I've never been able to get any fruit trees to grow here. I mean, I had one apple tree that was finally going to have apples on it, and it got, a tree fell right on it and split it right in half. And so I haven't had too much luck. We got an apple tree in the yard, and it's like 3 years now, I think. So maybe I'll have an apple this year, but who knows. It's not looking all that good though, because the dogwood next to it just died last year, so who knows. But
Well, it
yeah,
sounds like you're a candidate for pear.
yeah, well, they really should. I remember people used to grow pear trees here, when I was a kid in different places. But I never figure on being around, you know what I mean? I don't figure on being alive 3 years from now, so I always say, well, why would I plant trees that I ain't going to be here to harvest from? So I guess I get kind of a lazy attitude about it. And now you can't grow anything without the years eating it, so
Well,
I'd have to cover them with fences and all that
if
shit.
not 3 years, would you be willing to hang around for 6?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's even worse, right? Yeah, 6 is longer than 3.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You have a mighty fine pear tree at the end of 6 years.
Yeah, yeah, I know, but I don't even want. I mean, I'll be over 60 then. Yuck. Yeah, ew. I wouldn't even want to eat a pear then. I'll be just drinking milk of magnesia or something. But no, I'm just saying. I regret that I finally did plant asparagus. So I mean, I was clever enough to say yes, grow some asparagus. So I did do that. So at least I'm starting to learn.
Oh, wonderful. It grows like a weed, no doubt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly like one. But yeah, no, it's just that kind of, once you get it going and established, it's a pretty good yield for no work. So that's good.
Do you eat them prepared or en cru?
Well, yeah, I think you gotta cook a lot of stuff to be able to digest it. I mean, maybe you could eat the tips, raw, but you really gotta cook them to be able to get much out of them.
Asparagus is the one crop I have problems with in California.
Yeah, it's a weird food thing, but I like asparagus. But I mean, the ferns are just interesting to look at. Yeah, I just like the way they grow. So anyway, what are I doing with my crackers?
Did Natch leave for the night, or is he just having trouble getting back on? Because I didn't see him leave.
he had to leave early. He has an engagement tomorrow.
Oh, okay, I see. Cool, cool.
How goes the Frankenstein set, old fan?
It's not going too badly. I just put up a new video of it today. I mean, it's got a ways to go, but I made one of the big buttons today, and I don't know. I mean, I think another 2 long shift days on it, it'll be all done. And I have about 3 other sets to build, but
Wow.
yeah, it's getting there. The other ones are pretty small though. There's one somewhat large one, but it's really. I mean, once the posters go up and stuff, it's not that big of a deal. The other two are basically. I mean, they're a little bit involved, but they're also going to be all close-up shots, so it's not.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Have you ever worked with dioramas and stop motion filming? Yeah.
Yes. Oh, indeed, I have. I'm going to be doing some of that for the movie, for the opening sequence, like doing some stop motion and some diorama type stuff. But yeah, no, I haven't really shown any of that off yet. Or it's pretty rudimentary at the moment.
So how you feeling now? Oops. You seem frozen to me, old fan. We might have lost you. So, Erwin, I subbed to your channel, and I just wanted to tell you that I really enjoy your aesthetic and some of the videos that you posted.
Oh, too kind. Far too kind. We're considered a public hazard.
No, I don't think so. But you have a wonderful poetic sensibility that I really appreciate.
Oh, well, considering the corn dog hell they propped me in front of, it's all too easy.
Well said.
Things are 30 years behind the times here, so even an old hack like ourselves can seem fresh and vibrant.
Or even timeless.
Yeah, well, whatever. uh, well, it seems redundant and tiresome to me, but I was born old.
Classic Chinese Zen that the world could use a little more of, in my opinion.
The world. Yeah.
That's the stuff.
Hey, sorry about that, Hazy. I got booted off. What were you asking me?
Oh, well, you were just talking about the stop motion and the dioramas. I obviously have seen some of the stop motion that you've done, but I didn't know how much you've explored that in the past, or how much you might be utilizing it with some of the other sets that you're putting up.
Yeah, there's gonna be. I mean, there really like besides the beginning sequence, there's some of the animal stuff I'm gonna do. There's gonna be some stop motion and sorry, and yeah, the last summer I worked on a professor's movie. And I did quite a bit of like really rudimentary stop motion, but I learned a lot of neat techniques and tricks from doing that. I mean, I love it. It's so much fun.
Well, so I also wanted to ask you about the movie that you're going to send me. and I would like to reciprocate. I'll send you a couple of movies as well. So I don't know if you're making a copy of it, which would be fine if you just wanted to do that. But could you tell me a little bit about the movie? Because you said it was something that you really loved.
Oh yeah, sure. No, I was just gonna send you the DVDs because I have multiple copies, but you know, it's the Stalker. So it's based on a I can't remember the name of the author, but it's based on a Russian sci-fi story called Roadside Picnic. And I really don't like the original story, to tell you the truth, but I mean, it's essentially this concept of, I don't know, either aliens or some sort of other form of life had been in this area at one point, an area. And they'd left a lot of, like, residue, sort of like humans do at a picnic. They leave their trash, they leave their shit. And all of this residue and whatever that they'd left was very nasty and toxic and could kill you in all kinds of ways. And it's kind of about that. The movie is really a departure from the story in a lot of ways. In the movie, it's called The Zone, and it's people kind of travel there like it's almost like an illegal mecca of sorts. And the movie is by the same guy who made the original Solaris. Tarkovsky, and it's just a, in my opinion, I mean, I think it's one of the most beautiful movies ever made. It's just got such a I don't know, it's half just like incredible natural beauty mixed with like really heavy surrealism, and then it's also like the city scenes are just total burned out, bombed out, black and white landscapes, and I mean just visually it's like cinematic fucking orgasm sauce to me. But yeah, I think you'll really like it. I mean, it's not like it's not. I mean, when it's called sci-fi, it's a pretty light
Sure.
kind of sci-fi. But yeah, I hope you'll like it. I mean, and then please don't like have to send me anything back. I mean, that's very kind of you, but don't worry about that. And I'm gonna send you some other ones too, but I haven't decided which yet.
Well, I look forward to it.
Yeah, I hope you'll like it. I really do. You just whenever you're ready, just send me your address anytime. I sent Rhea hers. I sent her. She likes horror movies, so I sent her Meatball Massacre, and I sent all kinds of strange ones.
Awesome.
Yeah, well, you sent me some strange movies too. But anyway,
Yeah,
strange.
some great ones. I sent
Well,
you the Tin Drum, and Todd Browning's Freaks, and all kinds of good crap.
yeah, well, relative term. Good, terrible, good, terrible. I don't know.
Did you watch the Tin Drum? Not terrible.
Not yet. But I watched something, it was horrible, and then I watched another one, I said, oh, that's horrible.
That's alright. I actually don't ever expect anybody to really like the movies I like, because I like them for reasons nobody else likes them.
Yeah, well, you already know my disposition. I'm more Bambi than, Nightmare on Elm Street, so it's...
Yeah, well, that's okay. I like Bambi.
I'm Bambi.
One of the greatest animated movies of all time.
Yeah, well, it was actually tragic and horrible, so maybe that's not a good example.
Well, one of the ones I sent you was The Secret of Nim, which is actually a really powerful, and it's got elements of some really powerful anti-animal abuse stuff in that movie. You actually really might like that one.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't remember that one. I'll have to go look in my box. Yeah, I just don't watch movies
Can't
anymore.
call it cinema without the stink of popcorn.
What did you say, Erwin?
Can't call it
Oh,
cinema.
you can't call it cinema without the stink of popcorn.
You make a valid point.
Yeah, I wonder if they sell popcorn at cons.
Hey Gary, who was that Gary? Who was that guy that used to make like videos? He was mock ear, shaved head.
Who's the guy who used to make videos with the what? The moth-shaped head?
No, he used to make he used to take your videos and make like these kind of cool videos. He had a shaved head. What was his name?
Great. So,
Whatever happened to that guy?
He's still got a channel and the videos are still there. You're really just being obnoxious.
yeah, check it out. Like 3
No,
weeks
I'm not.
published 2
They are.
videos featuring Gary, and they were very good.
Yeah, well, there's one that I actually was looking for. That's the reason I brought it up. I like the one where Gary was talking about a car going up the, cliff, and instead of just punching the gas, you turn the key off gently, and that's what I was looking for.
Yeah, I don't even remember that one. Somebody else made that.
I'm not sure.
No, well, it was your video. You were saying, instead of like us just like fucking raw, like barreling off a cliff, you can do it gently. You can take the key out of the ignition and just do it gently. And I like that. I really like that video.
Yeah, very exciting. Okay, fine, good. I thought you were left. I thought you were going to go pass out or something.
Well, no, I came back for that. I wanted to see that.
Okay, well you said it, so now go pass out or something. Whatever.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Appreciate
okay,
it.
goodbye. Thank you. Yes, not really. Bye. Go away. Yeah.
Well, very often, if I manage to get into a discussion about antinatalism with somebody who's unfamiliar with it online, I'll direct them to both your channel, Inmendham, and to Gray's as well. And the bottom line is that, Gary, you have so many videos that I think it's daunting, perhaps, for people to approach it. But, Gray does a great artistic job of rendering a lot of your discourse in a really powerful way.
Yeah, no, it does. It is.
So
It is something I should probably do with my own videos. Is I should at least edit them. I should at least put a few of them together and stuff. And but I'm just too lazy. But yeah, I should at least index them. I should at least do my own top 10 list or something.
Well, that's what I keep hoping for. Olfan and I have talked about that, whether there might be some means of indexing a lot of your videos.
Well, I've got almost somewhere in the realm of 3,500 of them newly re-uploaded. Many of them only available on Inmendham archive now. But yeah, that's still not even half the number of videos that need to go up.
Yeah, well, I know them, and they need to be indexed, though.
From there, I mean, a lot of that other type of indexing can start to happen. And I mean, I think it'd be. I tried to initiate some of this recently on the video soap forums of people just making little top 10 lists, and nobody bit.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So I mean, it would be great if just people started making lists. I mean, it's not a hard thing to do, but yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of good quotes too. I want to just put a list of quotes together someday too.
Yeah.
I think that would be a worthwhile endeavor, for sure.
Yeah, well, someday. Someday.
Yeah, I don't think it's too far off. It's just the archive is taking forever. But I mean, once they're all in, there's ways on that site of being able to manage vocabularies through the, I mean, there's all kinds of shit we can do with the content. But yeah, it just takes a long time to get to that point. But it would be nice if more people were writing this stuff down.
Yeah, we have kind of a lame cult. It's true. Can't get much productivity out of them.
Wash it on, Bill.
Yeah, I don't remember that one, but that's a good quote. Yeah, I like that. There's more blood on the floor than birthday cake in the oven. Yeah, that's funny. But anyway,
Really.
Oh, gee, more exciting than the Higgs boson. Oh, I don't know if I can contain myself. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, there ain't no multiverse. People are all whacked. So much to
Oh,
do.
in our case.
Go ahead.
In our case, on the archive, if you like, uh, uh, we'll be happy to do all the clerical cataloging and such, or at least annotate the mess as to where and when it came from.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you, I mean, you're more than welcome to build the site with me. I mean, I think did I send you the account information?
Oh,
But yeah, I
it's
mean,
um,
sorry, what did you say? I couldn't hear for a second.
Sorry, what did you say?
oh,
I couldn't hear for a second.
oh, I'm, it, oh, okay. It's in the sky.
Yeah, no, I would love your help on it. I think that'd be great. I mean, there's most of it like the stuff from the Vox Neruda channel and the Blast 666. I always forgot how to pronounce that name. I'm sorry. Like from there, I mean, there's so much I can already discern because it's still up and it's it's all the metadata can be easily. They just released a new app, or not app, a plugin for Omega 2 that'll rip all the megadata, not megadata, metadata. Sorry, right out of the link, which is really awesome. But yeah, especially for the wetlands remediation channel. I mean, if you have upload dates and all, I mean, yeah, that would be amazing. And I mean, it's your site. You're more than welcome to do whatever you wish with it. I just want the videos available.
Well, I have I know at least for the crinkle ones, I have a few rants and rages against David Randall Curtis that should be pretended to the mass.
Yeah, I
Sounds
remember
good to me.
you'd have poetry battles. I remember that.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite parts of uh, the Death Camp Funnies that you guys did together was the Skype conversations and the banter between you guys. That was great.
Well, he's a shameless tarhead, and I don't think unless shy of actually growing some poppies for him, I can really catch his long-term interest. He's a fiend. He's a slacker. He's one of these creative art school types that procrastinate.
We are myriad, yes. Um, I haven't seen him around in a long, long time. He's not on Skype anymore, from what I've noticed anyway. Maybe he is
Now,
now.
he tweets apparently.
Ah,
Yeah, I don't see anybody anymore. It's kind of weird. YouTube has gotten pretty wastelandy.
yeah, it's really incredible how many people have left. I mean, just so many people.
And all the wrong ones stay.
I know. Unfortunately, that is often the case.
Well, gotta stir things up somehow. But I keep saying shit like that and I don't do much. Well, nothing visible. So anyway, yeah, old fan, I did get your video. I'm just trying to think if there's any kind of thing I really have to address immediately or anything important. Yeah, I don't know about the editing thing. I'm going to try to do it, but we'll just see. I mean, my computers are just kind of iffy lately. I mean, I definitely can do it. I just mean that I don't know if I want to, commit to something until I try it. But I mean, I might as well try it.
Yeah.
I give you a few days so you can always do it. If I can't do it, then you'll do it. But I'll just give it a shot for the hell of it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I didn't think of that. I forgot that you've been mentioning lately your computers have been messing up a lot. So yeah, I mean, obviously, if you can't do it, it's no problem. And like I was saying, March next month is no problem at all. I can totally take care of it without any trouble. April and May are going to be difficult just because of everything I got to do for the movie and other school shit. But obviously, if it comes to it, I can still do it.
Yeah, no, I just imagine
Yeah, I'm trying to.
I should have my problem
Sorry,
resolved. I'll have my problem resolved by then, I would imagine. But it's not a problem. Like I said, I can do it. It's just going to take a little longer than it should.
That's okay. Yeah, it's up to you. And I mean, whatever. I mean, I'll help in whatever way I possibly can. And but no, I mean, just based on what you were saying next week, I think it is good if we both get some experience doing it. But yeah, I just today was the first day I really realized we don't have a lot left.
Yeah, I don't know what day it is. 15th. Yeah, well, we got the 15 days. That's good.
Yeah, we put the show together in a lot less time.
Yeah, so I just figure if I start doing something, I should be able to get something done. If I start doing something, but whatever.
Yeah, was Heroin Church in contact with you too?
Well, he sent me an email of some kind, said something about knowing somebody, and I said okay to whatever he said. So I haven't looked to see if he said anything like okay, but yeah, I'm not opposed to having a conversation with somebody.
Okay.
So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard back from her yet, so we'll have to play that by ear. I don't know what to expect, but it'd be nice if it happens.
Well, it can't hurt. I mean, I don't know what her credentials are besides writing a book, right? I mean, writing a book doesn't necessarily mean anything, but we'll see.
No, she has I've never actually read it very much, and also I think to be perfectly honest with you, I do remember reading on Facebook that she's kind of lost some traction with people lately. Although I don't really know what it was over. But yeah, I don't know much about her at all. But I do like the idea if we do get more than one guest for the AN Ephesus episode of having just little segments of guests, having more than one guest on there or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not opposed.
I
I guess I still want to tend to go more towards the opposition thing. I want to get more of the lagerdomy kind of thing happening, where you're, instead of talking to people I agree with, I want to talk to people I don't agree with.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, I'm still just really not sure. Yeah, it's still just so hard to get people on the other side. But I agree. I mean, that really is an element we have not had a lot of luck with in putting the show together. It might not be hard for the atheism episode. I mean, we got to be able to get a Christian or something. That shouldn't be that hard.
In theory, anyway. But yeah, no, I mean, that's what I really want it to be about something, eventually I want it to be that idea of resolving, argument.
But I really like the idea of just, like, producing little, more just, like, even if we just did it as bonuses. I mean, obviously this is not, I don't know if this is something you have any interest in, but I mean, I really do like the idea of just almost as bonuses, producing more little just conversations between you and other people. I mean, I think that really is a nice thing that's happened from the show.
Yeah, I'm not saying it doesn't have any value. I'm just saying it's not very, it's not, it's not compelling enough, kind of thing.
I don't know. I mean, I think people did find your conversation with Frank Kavanaugh pretty compelling. And I don't know. I hate to be. I mean, it's good. It's good in just I don't mean I don't mean to say advertising, but I mean it's just a good way of putting you in different arenas. But yeah,
Well, I just mean that I want to, whatever. It's got to be more. Yeah, it's got to be more. It's got to be more something. I mean, it's rhetoric is a dime a dozen. You've got to do rhetoric that's, got a purpose to it.
How about a cooking corner uh, segment where you swap recipes from and examples from your own cuisine developed as a rational response to your philosophy.
Yeah. So what? Shit sandwich. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Or a cruel gruel.
Yeah, there you go.
Or
Yeah, cool, cruel gruel. That's the name of the game. Uh,
food is ugly as evolution itself.
yeah, let's count how many organisms this has been made out of. Where have these atoms been for the last billion years? What
Parasite cooking.
what have they seen?
I like it. This could be a thing. We could do this.
There is one YouTube channel that I thought you might be interested in, Gary, in terms of creating a video response to. I don't know the lady's name, but the name of the channel is Cracking the Nutshell. And she's a Spanish woman. She speaks English. And I think she's like a math major. And she deals with physics. But she does pretty good job in terms of the production values and the amount of um, creativity that she puts into her videos. But I have the suspicion that you would be able to deconstruct them pretty readily, but it would still be a very interesting analysis that you would do.
Yeah, well, I want to do some. Obviously, I'm interested in this physics stuff. So, there's some physics chick too that's sort of interesting. Let's see if I can get her to respond, maybe, or somebody with somebody relevant. But yeah, I was thinking of just dissecting, so a couple of lectures, just one of these professors lecturing, and then just explain, the background of what he's talking about, and say, explain how my theory would change what they're saying, or something like that. But yeah, I gotta find some way to make it more relevant, I suppose.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking for the physics episode of Logger Dome, like presenting what they're saying and then what you're saying. I think that might be a really nice way to do it.
Niche. But yeah, it's just a lot to keep track of. There's so much. I've been watching a lot of electricity lectures and stuff, so I'm, and it just, it's, ugh. It just validates everything I'm saying in the sense it makes me feel better, more confident. But it's also, there's so much nuance and technicality to different materials and the way different things react and how they react and everything. It's just, and then when you get into all this math of, uh, current and voltage and all this other stuff, it gets really, it's just so much for me to deal with in terms of trying to put it all together in some sort of 1 hour simple connect the dots kind of thing. I'm not saying I'm not gonna. Hey, I'm getting there. I'm just, it's a little bit daunting. I mean, my brain's just tired.
Well, I mean, I certainly don't. I can't even. I can't even begin to pretend to know how to make that any easier. But yeah, I mean, it would be, if we, certainly it'd be great if like we could isolate it into a couple of things, and then, I mean, if it would help at all, like for me to, I mean, I could do some like basic animation of it, or even act it out or something like that. I mean, that could be kind of
Oh yeah, no,
I mean, you know, if you can at least sort of to whet people's appetite for what else you're saying, I mean, I think that'd be
yeah. Well,
better
there's
than
obviously there's key
you
elements that this whole
go
idea
into
of
tons of detail.
of just getting to the basic premise that the gravity is actually made out of something. It's not an invisible force. It's an actual mechanical process, and just connecting that to magnetism and everything else, and then connecting that to the whole space time warping bullshit, and just say that this is how you don't have to believe in all this phantom powers. You can understand it as a mechanical system. Yeah, I'm really disappointed in the apps for this online stuff. It's the Tiny Chat app doesn't work at all on my Android. It's just the image is upside down. The mic doesn't turn on. It's just terrible. Um,
It's the worst ever.
yeah, it's just disappointing. I'll have to try the Google Plus one again, see if I can get that to work.
It sucks too. It's better though than the Tiny Chat app, the Hangout app.
Yeah.
Actually, to tell you the truth, it's been completely unusable until I got this new iPad Mini for my birthday. On the phone, it doesn't work at all.
Yeah, I just wish they'd have a simple option where you could just cut the video and just do the audio thing even. You know what I'm saying? Just to just make it so much easier if you could just... And they don't even give you that option. I mean, it seems like a logical option. They don't even give you the option to turn the camera off. It's stupid.
I don't know why they don't do that either. I mean, it just seems like making it cross-platform is so fucking easy. I mean, I know it's what we were talking about earlier, but yeah, I just don't understand why they don't do it.
Yeah, because I really don't, when you're just doing it on the... I mean, the camera on the tablet isn't the right focal length anyway. It's kind of a useless piece of shit camera. So, I mean, I don't, what's the point of having an image that's bouncing around anyway? Because, when you're holding a tablet, you're not, you're always moving your position. It's no good for a camera anyway. So, I just don't see the point of them not having a feature where you just turn it off.
Yeah.
But, whatever. I mean, just little complaints, but...
Or even just a still image. I don't understand why they don't do that.
Well, that's what I just mean. An
So many people do
icon,
that.
just have an icon or something and just leave it at that. I just think it'd be a good option.
I think there's this guy on Vine that I really like. He's a comedian, and the last couple of days he's been broadcasting on YouNow, which is an app that I've had for a while, but I hadn't actually used it very much. So I've been going on there, and it's a lot like Blog TV. I mean, a lot like Blog TV. But I think it's better than Blog TV ever was, and I think they have that option on there. And I just so wish that it was more like Tiny Chat or Stickam, that you could have multiple people, because it's so much better technology than Blog TV ever was. And they have a lot of that gimmick. I don't know. I kind of like it. I just wish it was a different format a bit. Anyway.
Yeah, I didn't see much point in Blog TV. It never really made sense to me. I mean, the shows were just never... I mean, I just didn't find anybody that compelling. After 10 or 15 minutes, you're just like, yeah, all right. What are you going to roll over now? Okay, yeah, you're going to roll over. I don't know. It just didn't... I don't know.
The best guy on Blog TV was Mike Mozart of Jeepers Media. Do you guys remember that guy? He made those, oh god, the whole Viacom thing. He made like some of the most I don't know, viewed videos on that. He did a lot of he did like a lot of really like the first viral toy reviews. But he was kind of just like a marketing guru, and it was at times a really brilliant show, because he'd show all these little kids like how to do all kinds of crazy things with art, and kind of had a game YouTube. I mean, he's kind of a scumbag in some ways, but it was a really fascinating show.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't, no, didn't watch that. I didn't see it. But yeah, no, I mean, I just did the, Amazing Atheist and Coughlin and the rest of it, and I just didn't. It just wasn't my thing. Having people talk to the comments section just doesn't seem to mean much to me.
I was just surprised more people didn't use it for things like theater and live art. I mean, having said that, the video quality was fucking awful. So there's that. I mean, I understand. I mean, 'cause I never did it for that reason. Um, but yeah, I mean, it just a good quality blog TV would be really great for that more sort of presentation-y kind of experience as opposed to a conversational one.
Yeah, I guess I'm just not big on
So
the.
in theory, I like
I just rather somebody make a video, than waste my time with the live, sloppy, disjointed, disconnected, blah blah blah. So unless they're going to be talking to somebody, I just don't see the point. But that's just me. Like I said, I just don't. You know. Yeah, I don't.
it's definitely an approach I have to be in the mood for, so I get that.
So anyway, it's probably
Well,
time
good,
to.
sir. We reached our bedtime.
Yeah, it's
We'll have to bid bon nuit. Bon nuit.
Have a good night, Erwin. See you soon. Bye.
I'm also running low, and so I do have a day tomorrow. I got snow to shovel and whatnot, and then I have to do some silly thing or whatever it is in the afternoon. And it's cold. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna bail. So everybody already left. So thank you to everyone, and old fan included. In spite of your degraded condition, and yeah, so
Cheers, Gary.
yeah.
Have a good night, Gary.
Another
Take good care.
another night in a long row of nights and such. Anyways, but next week's going to be incredible. Yeah, I have lots of brilliant ideas. It's, whole new format and everything's going to be different. It's going to be really great, for sure. Yeah, exactly. It's all going to do moving and things. All kind of action stuff happening. Experiments and explosions and all kinds of things. Party hats and whatnot. So anyway, so yeah, so until the next time when we'll do all the same shit all over again. Yes, you have some toys. Yes, we all understand. You have some toys. Okay. Yes. Play some toys all day long. Not actually gets anything done. Anyway. So till the next time and such, and peace and best wishes and la-di-da and hooply-da and silly mishy mushy gooey ooey. Yuck. Blah blah, it says it all, yes. And such. And whatnot. I'll hit the button. I'll hit the button on this thing first.